So dear students, now let me start with the next level of problems based on partial derivatives. Okay, so I have discussed in the last lecture some problems on partial derivatives, but now I like to discuss about next level of problem. Okay, and here actually the concept that are involving in the problem is that the notation. Okay, clarity of notation. So let me give you some concept based on some appropriate notation on partial differentiation. Okay, so I like to first discuss about some appropriate notation. Okay, appropriate notation of partial differentiation of partial differentiation. Appropriate notation of partial differentiation. Okay, so till now we have used many times the partial differentiation like del f del x or del f del y or del f del z like this, but we do not mention the constant. Okay, we know when we take a partial differentiation of any function, if a function partial differentiation generally take for two variable or three variable, more than one variable, you know. So sometimes if the function f is a function of x and y, and if we write simply as del f del x, it means that y is constant. Similarly, if a function like if it is a function of r and theta in polar coordinate, then if we write that del f del r, then it obviously theta is constant. So there is no need of mention this kind of thing. But sometimes the confusion comes because of many dependencies possible and so many constants are possible. In that case, we have to mention the constant. Like if there is another hidden variable, or we can use the variable which is not present in the equation directly, in that case we have to mention that constant. Like you can mention here the del f del x like this, del f del x at constant x, we can mention it like this. But here in this case this is unnecessary, because when the function is only x and y we know, then it is obviously, this is y, then it is obviously the del f del x with respect to y constant. Similarly here del f del r with respect to theta is constant. So you can mention the constant like this. Now the question is that when it is necessary and when we need to define or when we need to mention the constant with the partial differentiation notation. So this is which variable you should take as constant. So I like to discuss this thing. So let me take an example, okay, that the concept will be more clear to you. So let me take the more popular relation, that is the relation between the Cartesian coordinate and the polar coordinate, you know, that is x is equal to r cos theta and y is equal to r sin theta. Let me take this, and y is equal to r sin theta. Now you know, if we take r, you can mention here r as x cos theta, and here you can write r as y cosec theta. So you can see here r is function of x and theta, and here also r is theta, r is function of y and theta, y cosec theta, and x and y are also related to each other. You can derive the relation between x and y from these two equations, and I think you know that x square plus y square is equal to r square. So if I do not mention exactly from which relation I have taken this kind of derivative, that is del r del x, if I write del r del x, then you will be confused that's this del r upon del x for keeping which variable constant. Because if we take del r del x here, then we have to mention that theta is constant. If we take del r del y here, then also we have to mention that theta is constant. But if we take here as del r del x, then we have to mention as theta y constant. So you can see the possibility. So in this situation, you have to mention the constant term, which variable is taken as constant. You have to mention this. Okay. So this is the thing I want to say. But generally if we write that something like that del x del r, something, if we take this as like this, if we want to know, instead of del r del x, if we want to know from this equation that del x del theta, okay, then r is constant. Similarly, from this equation, if you want to know del y del r, then theta constant. So generally what is happening, if someone mention that only del r del x derivative with respect to x, and if I do not mention anything, then it is obvious that y is constant, because we always mean the conjugate variable. Okay, because x and y are conjugate, these are conjugate variable in Cartesian coordinate. Similarly, r and theta are conjugate variable in polar coordinate. So if we just write some function f del r, that means at constant theta, so you don't need to mention. Similarly, if we take del x, then you do not need to mention, but it is obviously y constant. But this kind of situation, if there is two possibility, then you have to mention it. Okay, or you have to mention from which equation you are writing down the equation. You are actually taking the partial differentiation, that you have to mention. Okay, so this is just a matter of notation. Okay, either you will mention the notation here, or you can define the function from which function you are taking the partial differentiation. So if you define the relation x and r like this, then it is obviously, as x is a function of r and theta, so if we take del x and del x by del theta, then it is obviously r, or del r by del x, it is obviously constant theta. Okay, so you have to remember this kind of thing. Now keeping in mind this concept, let me take an example. Okay, so I like to solve an example. Okay, so this is very important problem, and these kinds of situations are arise mainly in vector calculus. Okay, in vector calculus many times you will face these kinds of problems. The example that I am going to give you. Okay, so the example is, if u is equal to f of r and x is equal to r cos theta and y is equal to r sin theta, then prove that del 2 u del x2 plus del 2 u del y2 is equal to f double prime r plus 1 by r f prime r. We have to prove this. Okay, so let me give you the solution. Okay, so here given that u is a function of r and r theta are also related to xy like this, so you can find the relation between xy and r also here from here. So I will take this later on. First, what we have to do, we have u is equal to f of r. So first we have to find out these two terms, that is del 2u del x2 and del 2y del y2. So u is basically, u is not v, okay, u. So u is here function of r. So now if we take the differentiation of u with respect to r, then it will be del u, not r, with respect to x, okay. So del u del x, so it will be what? It will be just f dash r, and as this is the function of r, so we have another term, that is del r del x. Now if you take again differentiation with respect to x, then you will get del 2u del x2, and which is, so if we take differentiation again it, then f double prime r into another del r del x. So this del r del x and this del r del x will be del r del x whole square, plus you can take constant as a prime r, and then differentiation of this will be del 2r del x2. So you can see on the right hand side there is just f double prime r and f prime r. So we have to find the del r del x, find out del r del x, we have to find out del r del x and del 2r del x2, okay. So what is del r del x and del 2 del x2, del 2r del x2? So to do this, what we have to do, we have to first make the relation between x, y and r, and from this equation you can easily tell that the relation is x square plus y square is r square, okay. So if we, so you can write r square as x square plus y square. So now if we take the differentiation with respect to x, then we will get twice r and del r del x, that will be just twice x. So del r del x will be simply x by r, okay. Now if we take differentiation again, then what we will get? If we take again differentiation, then we will get del 2r del x2, that is equal to r square in denominator, and then r into differentiation of x, that is 1, minus x into differentiation of r, x into differentiation of r, but differentiation of r is here with respect to x. So this is very important, this is with respect to x. So what it will be? So r into 1 differentiation of x minus x into differentiation of r with respect to x, that is del r upon del x, and you know del r upon del x is x by r, so you have to put this. So it will be simply r minus x into x by r, that is x square by r divided by r square. So if we simplify further, we will get r square minus x square by r cube, okay, and r square minus x square you will get from here, r square minus x square is equal to just y square, just y square is equal to r square minus x square. So you can put here as y square, so y square upon r cube, y square upon r cube, okay. So this del 2r del x2 is y square upon r cube. So you can write here that f double prime r, okay, into del r del x is nothing but x by r. So x square by r square plus f prime r into y square upon r cube, okay. So this is how we can calculate del 2y del x2. Now we have to calculate del 2u del y2, okay, and we can calculate similarly, okay. So now let us calculate that term, okay. So what it is? So if we want to calculate del 2u and del y2, then what you will get? You will get similar expression, this kind of expression, and that will be f double prime r. Instead of x you will get y, so it will be y square upon r square. Obviously it will be y square upon r square, and plus you will get, instead of y square you will get x square, so it will be plus f prime r into obviously x square upon r cube. Okay, so you will get this kind of result. So now if we add, if we take this as equation 1 and this is equation 2, then you can add these two equation and you will end up this result. Okay, so let me add these two equation. Let me add these two equations. Okay, so this is our equation 1. So this is our equation, this is del 2u del x2. So if you add these two equation, you will get that del 2u upon del x2 plus del 2u upon del y2, and that will obviously equal to, if this is f double prime r, you can take common f double prime r. So if you take common f double prime r, this is not x, okay, this is not x, this is r. So you will get x square upon r square from equation 1 and y square upon r square from equation 2, plus if we take common f prime r, then you will get y square by r cube from equation 1, and also you will get x square upon r cube from equation 2. Okay, now if you solve, you will get the final result. So here you will get that this f double prime r into x square plus y square upon r square plus f prime r into, of course, y square plus x square upon r cube, and you know x square plus y square is r square. So you will get f double prime r into r square by r square plus f prime r into r square by r cube. So you will get, finally this will cancel out, so it will be f prime r, so here 1 r will be there, so plus 1 by r f prime r. So this will be our required result, and it's very important. These kinds of problems are very important, and these are very important for your vector calculus. Okay, in vector calculus this kind of situation will arise, and also for the partial differentiation the questions are asked in IIT exam. Okay, so today this is all about the next level of thing about partial derivative. Okay, so thank you.